Hey everybody, it is me again. If I can make any more noise here. Today is, wait a minute. Okay, I didn't read that wrong. Today is Friday, January 13th. No wonder. No wonder I had the day I had today. That explains it. No, I don't believe in none of that stuff. But today is Friday, January 13th. Makes it day 13 on our Daily Bread 2012. I may have something under my eye there, I can't tell. But anyway, guys, thanks for being here tonight. Today, this morning, whenever you see this, I really thank you guys for being here. Each and every one of you, I truly do. Let's see. I just got done making you a little short vid out in the garage, guys, just kind of showing you something. I just downloaded it to my, or I guess uploaded it. I'm being like Darren. I get that confused too so much, brother. Well, not really confused. I say download when I mean upload. I uploaded my vid to my Flipshare software on my other computer. So I'm going to make a movie out of it. It'll probably be tomorrow before I upload it, but before I upload it to YouTube. Anyway, be looking for that, guys. Hope y'all are doing all right tonight, today, this morning. Like I said, whenever you see this. We had, like I told you guys last night, the temperature dropped here about 30 degrees or something overnight, or quicker than overnight. We got about a ½ inch of snow, something like that. Just barely enough to dust the grass, you know. The roads never did get in that bad of shape. I think they called school off this morning anyway, but it wasn't that. It never did get really bad, so I do praise the Lord for that. But now it is cold outside, guys. I went out in the garage. I was actually going to do a little powder coating. I was going to powder coat the foot pegs on my dirt bike, and you know, where it's just so cold out, it's about 22 degrees, I think. I was having to run my heat just the whole time. It was never hardly cutting off, and you know, I didn't want to have the heat running, the air compressor running, and the stove, all three running. That's three 220 volt things running at the same time, and you know, that's really sucking the power. And I've never had all three of those things on at the same time either, so you know, I didn't want to be popping any breakers or anything, so I just said, you know what, I'll do it another day when it warms up. So that's about it. But yeah, like I said, guys, it was we've had a pretty challenging week. You know, like I told you guys, business has just not been there. I don't know what's happened. I mean, it's November and December usually just suck for us. You know, in November and December this year, we're not that bad. And normally January, which I've told you guys before, normally January is when our business starts picking back up. And it's just, you know, our January so far has just stunk. Which everybody I've talked to, I went to the parts house today, and the guy that runs it and I kind of laughed, because they were sitting there looking at each other, laughed and said, "Are you all as busy as we are?" I said, "Yeah, about the same." So you know, it just, but business does that. It's trends. It's different times of the month. People spend and they don't spend. Different times of the year, they spend, they don't spend. You just got to make it through them. That's something, you know. One good thing about it, guys, I got to draw a little payday today. About a little over half a payday. To be honest, with the week and everything that we've had, it tickled me to get to draw that. But one thing about it, when you have these real lean times like this, and you still make it, you know, you still pay your bills, you still buy groceries. Yeah, you may not get to buy the things that you want, the little, you know, toys and stuff to play with, but you still get by. You know, that's when you really appreciate what the Lord's doing for you. You know, you appreciate that. Hey, we brought in half this week. Literally, we grossed half this week what we did even last week. Last week wasn't the best week in the world. Probably grossed 30% this week, you know, of what we did 3 weeks ago or a month ago. But you know what, guys? We still made it. We still paid everything we needed to pay. Like I said, we still paid our mortgage payment. You know, we've still paid everything we need to pay. I give Mom money a while ago till she's going grocery shopping tomorrow. You know, I mean, that's what it's all about, you know. Keep taking, you know, taking care of each other, uh, and that kind of stuff. So, like I said, I thank you guys for praying. My sister is at home, resting. So I thank everybody that prayed for her. Uh, I've not talked to her today. Mom actually went and picked her up, took her home. The roads weren't bad, so she just got out and done it herself. So, but everybody keep praying for her. But you know, guys, they're go again talking about supporting each other. That's just you know that's what we've got to do. We've got to try to support each other and help each other in every way that we can. Just like me, in one way that I'm doing that, I'm getting ready to order paint off Darren, off VW Darren, off our brother Darren in Florida there. Darren, I hope you see this. Hope you're doing all right. I'm getting ready to paint the top in the trunk of Mom's car. Which that reminds me, brother, I emailed Andrea and told her basically what I needed, but I'm going to need a quart of the paint for this car. I think a quart will do it. I mean, I don't, from my painting experience, I'm not that experienced of a painter, but from my experience, especially with the sealer and the base, just to do the top of a car and the trunk, and the trunk's not very big on the car, but anyway, I need a quart of base, a quart of sealer, and I gave her the paint code for the car. I found that. Thank you for that. And all the activators and reducers for that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and maybe get a gallon of clear. If I can't, well, I'm going to go ahead and get a gallon of clear. That way I know I got enough clear to do the car, and I can do, some other stuff with it. So I told her in there too, brother, that I didn't know what color sealer would be the best for this deep amethyst pearl, I think is what it is. It's a dark purple is what it is. So I told her maybe to ask you and see what you thought about which color sealer to get. Speaking of sealer, brother, and Milo and any of you guys, I asked this question to you. The guy at the parts house today tried to sell me. I mean, I wasn't buying anything, but he was trying to sell me sealer, but it's sealer that you don't mix anything with. Because I asked him, I said he priced the sealer for a gallon of it. Of course, I'm hoping I can get it in quarts if I can, maybe from Darren. But anyway, and I said, well, what do you got to have to mix with it? You got to have activator. Oh no, this is just you pour it out and shoot it. And I can remember some of you guys talking about that really the stuff that don't mix with anything, if you don't mix the activator or anything with it, that you pretty much want to stay away from it, that it's not very good. Now, if I'm wrong, guys, tell me, but I'm pretty sure I've heard some of you guys say that. Pretty sure I've heard Darren say it, and some other guys too. So anyway, but that's what I was getting back to, brother. Like I said, I told Andrea I need a quart of the paint, a quart of the sealer, and then a gallon of clear. If she can do that, kind of get me a total on what that's going to be, and maybe if she can go ahead and figure shipping, or at least get it close. That way I can get some money to you guys. I'll go ahead and do that. But what I was getting at, guys, we need to support each other, and we also, when you do a job, spend the extra money to do it right. I'm getting this car in mechanical shape. I want to paint this. And yeah, I'm not the best in the world, and if the car looks bad when I get done, it's going to be because of me. It's not going to be because I've skimped on material. The guy down here at the local paint place, the parts store, he priced me a gallon of clear today, an activator, and it was actually about $25 cheaper than what Andrea priced me the Matrix for. But you know what? I've seen the results from people using Matrix on YouTube, and I see how good it is. And this is just, I don't know what kind this is this guy's selling down here, but it's just some generic whatever he can get, I'm sure. So I'd rather spend the $25 more and get something I know is going to be good. I wish everybody was like that. I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn, but If we would spend just a little bit extra money, well, the country wouldn't be the shape it's in, because trying to cut every nickel and trying to save every dime that we can and every penny that we can. I mean, I know we kind of got to do that sometimes, guys, but that's also what's destroyed us, because that's what's let China come in, you know, trying to save $10 on a TV or $20 on a TV. That's what has let China take over the world, guys. So let's spend a little bit extra money. Let's buy from people we know. Let's support each other, and let's do jobs right. So, saying all that, I know I've wasted already 10 minutes, guys. Man, I don't know how I get such long-winded on these things. I think that's all I was going to say. Like I said, I wanted to tell Darren that, which I told Andrea if she had any questions to email me. But I've also got to buy a DA sander. I don't have a DA. If any of you guys got any recommendations on that, I just want something cheap, because, you know, I may just use it once or twice. Eastwood's got a DeVilbiss on sale right now for $59. But I'll be honest, with Eastwood's customer service and their slow shipping, I don't know if I'd want to order that or not. I'd be next December getting it. I don't know. I may just buy a local one. I may see what the parts house can get me, but I got to buy that. And I got to decide whether I want to try to paint the car with the paint guns that I got now, or step up on a paint gun. But anyway, guys, we'll talk about that later. I've already wasted too much of your time when you're here for the important thing, and that is, of course, the Word of God. So let's get to the important thing, and that is the Word of God. Romans chapter 7, starting in verse 9. Here we go. For I was alive without the law once, but when the commandment came, sin revived, and I died. And the commandment which was ordained to life I found to be unto death. For sin, taking occasion by the commandment, deceived me, and by it slew me. Man, that's powerful words, guys. Sin has slain me before, I tell you, has it not you? Sin is what destroys us, guys. Well, the wages of sin is death. We know that nothing good comes out of sin. We trick ourselves into thinking that good can come out of it, but it can't. Verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good. Was then that which is good made death unto me? God forbid. But sin, that it might appear sin, working death in me by that which is good, that sin by the commandment might become exceeding sinful. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. For that which I do I allow not, for what I would that I do not, but what I hate that I do. He's basically just saying here, guys, the things that I should be doing, I'm not doing, and the things that I hate, I do them. I sin and I don't want to. He's basically just saying that, just like we all do. Verse 16. If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that is good. He's talking about following God's laws. Now then, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. He's talking about the sin, guys, that takes us over. You know, the sin, before we know it, we're not even doing it. It's the sin that dwelleth in us. The devil, man, he'll take control of us. He'll get in there with that sin, and he will take control of us, and before we know it, we're not even doing it anymore. I mean, the devil's got his claws in us, but sin that dwelleth in me. That's what he's saying here. Now then, it is no more that I do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. That the sin will actually perpetuate sin, and we've seen that. We've all seen it, guys. You say, well, I'll just do this one little thing, and that's not too bad. Well, before you know it, you're in over your head, and you're wallowing in sin. That's what Paul's talking about here. For I know, verse 18, that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For the will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. And that is the truth, guys. In our flesh, in us, there is no good thing. We're never going to make it to heaven. We can't even approach God with our righteousness. We have no righteousness. There's no good in us. People claim to be good people, guys. None of us are good without God. One more verse. For the good that I would For the good that I would, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. And I know some of this translated into this Old English, it gets a little bit hibbity-jibbity here like this. For the good that I would, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. He's just talking about he's conflicted, guys. He's a conflicted person just like we all are. We're conflicted with that carnal sin nature that wants to do. We've got a body that wants to sin. We've got carnal sin nature that wants to sin. But then we've got the spiritual side of us that especially when we're saved, but I think even most of us before we're saved, God trying to deal with us. Our spiritual man is wanting to be good and he's wanting to not do these things, but our carnal, fleshly man that's full of sin, it's a constant battle. It's a constant fight. And that's what Paul's talking about here. He's been in that fight too. Look, guys, when he was a Pharisee, look at the Christians that he had persecuted, thrown in jail, and he stood there and held the garments of the guys that stoned excuse me, that stoned Stephen. He stood there and held their coats while they done it, and probably laughed at it. There goes no them Christians down. Maybe none of us have done that before, stood by while somebody killed somebody else. But to me, this is encouraging, though, guys, because as filthy and as bad as Paul was when he was Saul, look what God did with him. God saved him. Not only did God save him, God used him to write most of the New Testament of the Bible, to get the church started. Look what he done with him. So look what he can do with us. He can do the same stuff with us. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to have to stop tonight. I hope you all have had a good time here. I know I have. Guys, I'm sorry. Sometimes I get the jibber-jabbering a little too much, talking about some of this stuff, the body work and that kind of stuff too much. But I've got so many videos up already. I hate to do separate videos. And, when I need to know stuff like from Milo or Darren and these guys, I know they're watching these. I know that they watch these Daily Breads. So I have to kind of ask them this stuff during this. But I know you guys like the jibber-jabber anyway. Most of you do, so I do appreciate that. But like I said, guys, thanks for being here. Darren, brother, like I said on that paint, if Andrea needs to know anything, tell her to email me. Like I said, I'm wanting to, this week, maybe let, every house he wants me to pay you all, whether it's a PayPal account or whatever, I'll send you all the money. If you think a quart will be enough sealer, if you can sell it by the quart, that's what I told her too. See, the guy down here said he couldn't sell a quart of sealer, or a gallon was the smallest he had. But I know I've seen it smaller than that before. But if you think a quart of sealer, a quart of base will do it, and then like I said, I'm going to get a gallon of clear. Let her figure all that, all the reducers, all the activators, everything I need, shipping and the whole 9 yards, and I will get you some money on the way. So I'll PayPal it or ever how you want to do it. So just tell her to let me know on that. Guys, I'm going to need help when I do paint this car from you guys. So be looking for that. All you guys, Milo and Darren, and you other body guys that watch this. Oh, one more thing, Darren. I hope everything's all right with you. I've noticed you've not made any videos today, or at least I've not got any. What is it they call it? YouTube has not sent me any emails saying you've made any videos. So I hope everything's all right with you. I know usually you make 2 or 3 videos a day, so that's kind of strange. But I hope everything's all right there. I love you guys. Sorry for this long vid. Good Lord willing, guys, I'll be back here tomorrow night. Until I see you all again, good night, and God bless.